Imagine standing at the edge of a door. And below you, there is nothing. No ground. No buildings. No clouds. Just the black curve of space. And the entire Earth, 24 miles beneath your feet. One man actually stood there. He looked down. And he jumped. This is Felix Baumgartner. Born in 1969 in Salzburg, Austria, a small city famous for Mozart and mountains. But Felix wasn't interested in music or mountains. He was obsessed with one thing: falling. At just 16 years old, Felix started skydiving. While other teenagers were studying for exams, Felix was jumping out of planes. He wasn't doing it for fame. He wasn't doing it for money. He did it because he loved it. He joined the Austrian military as a paratrooper. He trained. He pushed limits. And slowly, he became one of the best skydivers on Earth. Then he started base jumping, leaping off buildings, cliffs, and bridges with nothing but pure courage. He jumped off the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro. He flew through a narrow mountain cave in a wingsuit, a tunnel so tight, one wrong move meant death. He was called crazy. He was called reckless. But Felix had a much bigger dream. He wanted to jump from the edge of space itself. Now, to understand why this was so incredibly dangerous, we need to talk about what's actually above us. The air we breathe exists in a thin layer called the troposphere. It goes up to about 12 kilometers, or 7.5 miles. Above that is the stratosphere, where weather stops and the air becomes dangerously thin. At 39 kilometers, 24 miles up, the air is 100 times thinner than at sea level. That's where Felix planned to jump from. If a human body is exposed to that environment without protection, the blood literally starts to boil. Not from heat, but because the pressure is so low that the boiling point of blood drops below body temperature. In seconds, you would be dead. This is why Felix needed a full pressurized spacesuit, the same kind astronauts wear. It had to maintain pressure, supply oxygen, protect against temperatures as low as -70 degrees Celsius, and survive a fall at speeds faster than a bullet. And here's where it gets truly insane. The speed of sound, Mach 1, is 1,235 kilometers per hour, or 767 miles per hour. Felix's team calculated that if he jumped from high enough, he could become the first human to break the sound barrier. To make this dream real, Felix needed two things: money and science. He found both in an unlikely partner, Red Bull. The energy drink company agreed to fund what became known as Project Stratos. For 5 years, a team of over 300 scientists, engineers, and aerospace experts worked on this mission. They had to solve problems no one had ever solved before. Problem 1. How do you get a human to 39 kilometers? Solution: a giant helium balloon, the largest ever made, 55 stories tall when fully inflated, with walls thinner than a dry cleaning bag. Problem 2. How do you keep him alive up there? Solution: a custom-built capsule, the size of a small closet, with life support systems, heating, and communication equipment. Felix would sit inside for over 2 hours during the ascent, alone. In silence, watching Earth get smaller below him. Problem 3. The suit. It had to be flexible enough for Felix to jump and maneuver, but strong enough to keep him alive in near-vacuum conditions. The ILC Dover Company, the same people who made suits for NASA, spent years perfecting every detail. Felix didn't just wake up one day and jump from 39 kilometers. There were test jumps. Then more tests. Each one pushing higher, faster, more dangerous. And each one revealing new problems to solve. October 14, 2012. Roswell, New Mexico. The same desert where, 65 years earlier, Chuck Yeager had broken the sound barrier in an aircraft. Today, a man would try to do it with his body. Felix arrived at 5 a.m. The suit-up process alone took 90 minutes. Pure oxygen was pumped through his suit to remove nitrogen from his blood. Otherwise, the rapid pressure change during ascent could cause deadly gas bubbles to form inside his body. Outside, the balloon was being inflated. 29 million cubic feet of helium. It looked like a ghost rising from the desert floor. At 9:28 a.m., Felix lifted off. For the next 2 hours and 36 minutes, he rose in near silence. The sky outside his tiny window changed from blue, to dark blue, to purple, to black. At 39,045 meters, that's 128,100 feet, or 24.2 miles, the capsule stopped. Felix stood up. He opened the door. And he looked down. Later said, "The world looks perfect from up there. No borders. No conflicts. Just this beautiful, fragile blue marble." And then, he jumped. Then he said the words that 8 million people watching live would never forget. "I know the whole world is watching now. I wish they could see what I can see." Sometimes you have to go up really high to understand how. For the first few seconds, the fall felt like nothing. No wind. No sound. Just falling. The air was too thin to create drag. He was essentially in freefall through near vacuum. His speed climbed fast. Faster than any human body had ever traveled in freefall. Then, at 34 seconds into the jump, something went wrong. If he blacked out, his automatic parachute would deploy, but the spin could tear it apart. In mission control, the team watched in horror. Joe Kittinger, a retired Air Force colonel who had set the previous skydiving record in 1960, was Felix's only radio contact. He stayed calm. He talked Felix through it. And Felix fought back. Using only his body, his arms, his legs, his core muscles, he battled the spin. For 13 terrifying seconds, it looked like he might not make it. Then, he stabilized. At 1:20 into the fall, Felix broke the sound barrier. His body traveling at 1,357.64 kilometers per hour, Mach 1.25. The first human to break the sound barrier in freefall. No aircraft. No engine. Just physics, courage, and one extraordinary human being. Let's put into perspective what Felix actually achieved that day. But this wasn't just about records. The data collected during Felix's jump is being used to design better emergency escape systems for future astronauts. If something goes wrong on a spacecraft above the atmosphere, what Felix proved matters. As space tourism becomes real, as companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin send ordinary people to the edge of space, the research from Project Stratos may one day save lives. Felix Baumgartner didn't go to the moon. He didn't orbit the Earth. He just stood at a door, 128,000 feet above the ground, and chose to step through it. The universe is full of moments like this, where one human being pushes past what everyone said was impossible. If you want more stories like this, subscribe to Infinite Cosmos. Because the story of the universe is really the story of us.